Hey, this is the third lesson for this training course that lays the foundation to become a naturally attractive man. It is built upon a very simple rule for success. You watch each lesson and you continue to the next one only after you have done all the exercises in that lesson. The true power of this course lies on your participation. So, if you haven't been on this course from the beginning, then push the button on the top right corner right now. However, if you have, well, then let's continue with lesson 3. A natural approaches women effortlessly. He does so freely, confidently, and without hesitation in any situation. Because he knows it's okay to be a man, and because he has started conversations with women countless times before. In every scenario imaginable, he has gained the experience, he has done his reflecting. Can you imagine how fun and exciting approaching women could be if you too could do it effortlessly? Suddenly, meeting women wouldn't be restricted to chance or a few typical locations. The whole world opens up instead. My plan for you is to become that way too. If you practice enough, then you becoming a man who can approach any woman with ease is inevitable. With this lesson, we will lay a foundation for your ability to meet new women. Now, you might be asking yourself, why is it so important to be able to approach any woman in any situation? Well, imagine that it's a normal day of your life and you are just finishing talking on the phone. As you are minding your own business, suddenly you see an extraordinary beautiful woman. You find her intriguing and you want to approach her. What you don't know yet is that she is not only a delicious eye candy, but rather the perfect match for you. She is your total 10. When you see a woman like that, which happens rarely, you already have to have the habit of approaching women confidently and without hesitation, don't you? If at that time you are not used to walking up to beautiful women, then you will probably hesitate and let her drift out of your life. Now, if you think about it, what is the reason that most men hesitate and ultimately never approach the woman? Look, when we see a beautiful woman, our first reflex is to imagine all the things that could go wrong. She won't like me, she feels bothered by me, she will reject me. We start doubting ourselves, we hesitate, and from there it becomes a downward spiral. With the exercise in this session, we continue focusing on building a better response from your body and mind when you see a woman you would like to approach. Pretty soon, approaching women will become simple and easy. Before we get into the exercise though, I want to make sure you have completed the last 2 in our previous sessions. If you haven't, go back and do the exercises. This is absolutely crucial. We are building you up on so many different levels, and to get the full effect, you have to complete all the exercises. So if you haven't, go back and do it. Only when you have completed all the exercises can you watch the rest of this video. Okay, let's get to the exercise. First off, this exercise will be 5 days long, and it's going to be a very proactive 5 days. Being proactive, going after what you want, is a trait that is absolutely adored by women. So cultivating it sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? During each of the 5 days, you have to approach at least 10 women. If you are like most men, then you have never done something like this before. And if you are like me, you are maybe a little intimidated by the idea. I was the first time I did a similar exercise on Hypnotica's collection of confidence. But this exercise turned out to be one of the defining moments of my life. I have adjusted the exercise slightly, and if you complete the collection of confidence program, then you will probably understand why. So, you have to approach 10 women a day, but how and what should you say? As for the how, I will introduce you a super powerful technique, the 3-second rule. It works like this. As you see a woman you want to approach, you then have 3 seconds to decide and approach her, and then start walking towards her. That's the essence of the technique. Why is it so powerful? Well, for the most part, because it helps you get out of your head before the excuses start. Doing it 10 times per day primes your body to develop a habit of going after what you want without hesitation. That's also why you have to do it 5 days straight, to integrate it better and more deeply. There are a lot of advantages that make this rule powerful. But whatever I tell you about it, the only way to find out is to actually use it. Which brings us to our next point. What should you say to start the conversation? Before we get into that, I will give you the mindset you will need for this exercise. Here, we are not concerned about having a girl feel attraction for us, for her to give us her number, or to get a date with her. That is not the primary objective. We are not attached to that outcome. Instead, we are mostly interested in the first few seconds and what happens in your body and mind when you start walking towards her. We want to train your body and mind to make those first steps almost automatically. So if you don't know what to say, approach her the following way. Say hey with an upwards nod, and I will give you a short video from another mentor that explains this. So you say hey and wait for her to respond, to acknowledge you. Then just ask her, did you go to X school? Or were you at X place 3 days ago? She will say no, and you will then reply with, oh, well, must have confused you with someone then. Anyway, have a nice day. That's it. That's all you have to talk with women. The act of deciding and taking the first steps builds on your fundamental ability to approach women. Remember, step by step, 1% at a time. Also, let me share another vital mindset I got from Hypnotica. A lot of men are afraid that the woman might be mean to them, or angry, or reject them harshly if they approach her. I am sure you have felt that way before and have declined to approach a woman in the past for that reason. Well, if she's rude to you, then fuck it. You just asked her if she went to the same school as you did. Come on, her attitude is her problem, not yours. A lot of times when you get a bad reaction from a woman, it has nothing to do with you anyway. Maybe she had a breakup, got fired from her job, maybe her dog died, maybe she is just an unhealthy person who feeds off other people's self-esteem. And these harsh things happen so rarely anyway that you don't really need to worry about them. The point is this: women never throw things at you cannot handle. But getting back to the exercise, you don't have to ask her if she went to the same school as you did. Of course, if you are more advanced and want to try something else, be my guest. Do what you want. Talk whatever you want to talk about and start the conversation however you want to. Just follow the 3-second rule. And don't care about the outcome of the interaction or about her response. Learn from them, of course, but remember, 10 women a day for the next 5 days. For some men, this exercise will be easy peasy. For others, it might feel impossible at first. But from my experience, the last approaches each day will be the easiest while also being the most fun. From that point on, you will probably want to approach even more women. If so, cool, do it. Just make sure you do at least 10 approaches a day for the next 5 days. Also, during the 5 days, every morning right after you wake up and in the evenings before you go to bed, you will listen to Hypnotica's meditation that you listened to yesterday. This will help you better integrate the changes you are making for yourself. Okay, to recap, a natural starts conversations with women effortlessly. He can do that because he has the right mindset and the necessary power integrated into his neurology. He has done a lot of approaching. When most men are thinking about all the things that could go wrong, he is already talking to the woman. Being able to approach women this fast and this confidently can be learned by anyone, and it is crucial to your dating success. For the exercise in this lesson, you need to use the 3-second rule at least 10 times a day for the next 5 days. If you don't know what to say and do, just start off by saying hey, and then ask her if she went to the same school as you did. That's it. So, now go watch this video where David D'Angelo explains the upwards nod hey. After that, go do the first 10 approaches and then listen to this twice a day. Right before you go to sleep and the next day just after you have woken up. Only when you have done this exercise at least 100% are you ready for our next training session. Good luck, have fun, and I will see you on the next one.